welcome. This is Fashion, Art, and Media. And today I have a guest all the way from the Philippines. He's so intriguing. You're going to love him. So welcome. Please tell us your name and then tell us, a bit more about yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jamie Jimenez Cerrero. I'm from the Philippines. I'm currently a BA Political Science student at the University of the Philippines Manila. So currently, I'm a filmmaker. I'm a student. I'm also a volunteer. I'm also into student organizations. And I just want to be a role model of influence.
Wow. That's really nice. Your introduction on its own is just quite something. So you actually, besides making films, you volunteer for some organizations.
Yes.
Tell us, how old are you?
20.
You are 20?
Yes.
Amazing. So what type of organizations do you volunteer for?
Most likely it's non-profit organizations. Especially small organizations. I wanted to focus more on anti-bullying. I wanted to focus on helping people in COVID-19. I also wanted to help people on mental health because those are more my advocacies in life. And I wanted to do something that's very personal for me.
Right. So you've touched a few points, a few topics which are very hot just now, or they have been hot forever, especially bullying. Nobody likes to be bullied, anywhere in the world, everywhere. There's no one who likes being bullied. Now tell us, have you ever been bullied? Why did you start this?
Actually, I'll be very honest. When I was in school, when I was in primary school to high school, I've been studying in a private school, so it's all boys and it's a Catholic school. And I've been experiencing bullying because of toxic masculinity, because so many people, men particularly, wanted to conform co-men and other students there to follow the standards of what they want for masculinity. So when they say that you have to have muscle, so you have to act like this. So if you want to normalize or romanticize rape culture, rape jokes, it has to be okay. But I'm not that kind of person. I have to stand up or I have to be with them. So I had to suffer the consequences of bullying them.
Oh, that's really bad. But you know what? When you stand against bullies, you just conquer everything. Your other topic is mental health. Those two actually go hand in hand. Oh, yeah. Or maybe is there something you might want to tell us, because we are intrigued. Before we come to the main topic, we want to understand who you are and what you're doing, so that by the time we come to the main topic, we already understand something about you.
Okay. So basically, I've had mental health problems. I had eating disorders before, because when people call me chubby, when people call me fat, even though I wasn't fat before, I really vomit the food that I was eating. So I've been feeling down on myself. I feel like as if I'm like the only person in the world. I'm just alone and no one is helping me. I feel like I'm so helpless, and so many people out there just making fun of me, especially with social media. I think that so many people really just don't like me. And I want to help people with mental health as an advocacy. That mental health is a problem. It's not a personal issue. We have to address this kind of problem and work hand in hand together.
Right. Interesting. Now, we're going to go to the main topic. But as we go to the main topic, I'm sure we might be referring also to what we just talked about. Tell us, you make films, is that right?
Yes, it's actually my first time to make films.
Okay, so please tell us a bit about that.
Okay, So my first film, it's a 1-minute short film for the JCS International Emmy Awards 2021. So it's basically Normal Mass, it's the name. So it's about bullying. It's showing the parallels of bullying and COVID-19. I wanted to show the world how bullying is somehow the same idea, the same experience of how we're feeling right now with COVID-19. The way that we're feeling isolated, the way that we're seeing lockdowns, the same thing that we're seeing face masks, is not new to us anymore. It's something that has been existing since before, but we've just been living in our privilege. Some people have just been too out of touch. Some people are not aware of bullying as it is. Some people are just normalizing what bullying is. And I wanted to show them that it's as worse as COVID-19. It's not something as less as it. It's something that's invisible, and it's something that we can work together. And if we can all work together, the whole globe, the entire nation, all global leaders are working together to fight COVID-19. So I think we can do the same in fighting bullying, discrimination, and hate.
Oh yeah, I can actually, I acclimatize with what you're saying, because discrimination is everywhere, really, in the world. It doesn't matter what race you are, it doesn't matter what, religion you are. It doesn't really matter if maybe you're gay or you're straight, or maybe if you are a girl or a boy. Discrimination is everywhere. And when you make a film like that, which is going to, you really, your topics or whatever you do is so passionate and very strong, really strong points here. And what I can say is that most of us might not see this, but I think that they're all related. Especially, that's what you say, isn't it? They are really related. But the fact that you have put them more like they are, from your words, they are like the pandemic. That's again another interesting, thing to say. So now, maybe if you can tell us what prompted you really, yes, of course, this is what your film is all about, but what prompted you to make this film?
Well, actually, at first, I really didn't target to make a film like this because I really had no experience. So when I just knew about it, we were like having a summer break back then. And I told myself that, okay, I can challenge myself to know myself better and try filmmaking because it's just 1 minute. And then I saw it's something about men and women united for me. So it's something that attracted me. And I said that I think this is my calling. I think it's inviting me to voice out my platform. And this can be a good avenue for many people to see what I wanted to say, the story that I wanted to say about bullying. And it's not just how bullying can be juicy, as not as uninteresting as how so many people are saying, but something that people would have this aha moment, would have this idea that bullying is okay, it's a problem, so what's next? That's something that I wanted to do.
Right. Okay. So your film apparently has been discovered. Who has discovered your film, and how popular is it right now?
Actually, at first, many people were asking me if it's really Emmys itself. So I also told them that, yeah, it is Emmys, because I actually had a difficult time distinguishing IEmmys and Primetime Emmys, because Primetime Emmys is in the US and IEmmys is exclusively for non-Americans. It's across the globe. So I told them that it's a competition for for Asians, or anything not Americans. But there are news agencies here in the Philippines who have been telling me that is it really a partnership of Emmy? So it's Bayan Mo Ipatrol Mo, Inquirer, and Stun Star Cebu have been also seeing these films of how I've been making it, and so many comments on social media, which is just one big thing that makes me feel that I'm a winner, because so many people have been sharing their insights about bullying. So many bully victims have are now proud to say that they're bully victims and they wanted to make an influence. They wanted to be a peace frontliner, something that I really coined during the filmmaking process, that we can all be peace frontliners, just like medical frontliners. And I'm very flattered that it's not just how popular it is right now. It's been 3 months and it's been talked about until now, and I've been receiving overwhelming messages until now that, hey, Jamie, I really like your film, and I'm so happy that someone can finally understand me. Someone can finally understand my story and share my sentiments too. So many people across different race, different sexual orientation, and even people who have been also experiencing the same culture of toxic masculinity can actually and finally understand me. And some people who aren't even aware on this kind of issue are now open, are now into the conversation of talking about this, because I just felt as if it's the big winning moment for me, because my achievement of people talking about it, of how bullying would be a problem that everyone needs to talk about. We need this in our daily conversations, that we can't escape that kind of conversation in our daily lives, because there are so many people being victimized out there, maybe more than the numbers of COVID-19 itself.
Yeah, right. Excuse me. So tell us, in Manila, do you have many young people like yourself making films?
Yeah, so many people are actively making films, even though it's just a smartphone. We've been using it, we've been doing it. I have actually friends who are doing short films and tackling different problems like indigenous people, women, most likely people like me who have this kind of advocacy as well.
Right. So how do you feel that your film has been discovered, or are all their films being discovered, or is it just your film which has been discovered?
Actually, many films have been discovered, but in terms of being talked about, I was surprised that my film was like on top of it. Like, so many people have been talking about it, even people not in the Philippines have been messaging me. And then I've been saying that.
We are. Here we are today.
Yeah. So many people like across the globe have been messaging me that. I really like how Normal Masks tackled bullying into the same way of COVID-19, as it raised awareness. It raises so much thing that it's alarming, and we have to work together. It's something that we can't just let it go on its own. It's just that there's so many variants of hate that, please, we need to spare the next generation the peace that we all crave for.
So really what you're saying is that people need to get more knowledge about what's happening or about the pandemic, but what really could you say is, are you for vaccines or are you against?
Could you repeat the question? If I'm pro or anti-vaccines?
Yes.
Actually, I am in pro-vaccines,
right.
But I'm supporting the use of vaccines. Honestly, science has been saying that. The problem is that so many Black propaganda on social media has been like creating a wall to divide many people, especially the educated and uneducated, believing that there's so many conspiracies out there. There are so many things that is not even true, that you'll be a robot, you'll be a zombie, that there's a certain CEO that has been planning this together. I think that we have to stop that stigma that you're controlling people. People have been saying that we should not use vaccines, or like controlling, like it's our freedom to have vaccines and not to have vaccines. That it's your choice not to have to, as long as you respect other people's opinions. But for me, I think that it's not just respecting opinions, but you have to recognize the fact that vaccines are scientifically proven, that our vaccines are authentic, that vaccines are real data. So that's something that we should not argue about.
That's true. Personally, I've had mine too, and I might be going for a booster soon. When I get called to go, I will, because for me, I think that nobody knows this pandemic, but it's always to be on the safe side, just to do what everyone is doing, you know. Nobody knows that if you get it, you're going to be anything, or if you don't get it, it will be worse. But it's better too, because even for 2018, there was another pandemic and people actually it was eradicated because people listened to what was being said, you know? So if we don't listen and we say, oh, we don't want that, to me, I think that's outrageously low thinking, you know?
True.
So I'm with you on that one. Now, you've made your first film, it's been nominated for the Emmys. Now tell us, how do you feel about that?
I feel pressured and I feel overwhelmed and inspired at the same time. I feel inspired because before I really don't believe in myself. I really don't believe that I don't have the talent. Maybe it's because it's an effect of bullying that I inflict upon myself. I didn't like myself at all before. And I think that there are little things that I've been very anxious about. Even though I can do it, but my brain has been processing that, Jamie, you can't do this. Jamie, you have to double check. Jamie, maybe you can make it to the end. Maybe you will fail again. There's something that's hindering me. And finally, I've also healed myself that I can do things beyond what I'm thinking. So I also inspired myself. Well, not all people know about it. That, oh, I can finally believe things that I can do more than what I think. I can do things beyond what people are saying. That there are so many talents that I can discover more that I don't know that are my talents too. That there's things that are hidden inside me that there are just processes for me to unleash it and to share it with other people. That maybe I have a role in this world that I haven't found it. And I think I've found it during the Emmys journey.
Oh, wow. Amazing. Now, you have a new project coming. Do you want, are you going to be making a new film soon, or are you in the process of making one?
I'm going to make another short film, but it's a different topic right now. It's going to be as sensitive as bullying. I can't share it with anyone right now because spoilers.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe next year I will inform everyone here in the same platform on what the film is about, and hopefully if it gets recognition again or if it's gonna be talked about. But honestly, when I'm making this new film, I honestly feel pressure that, oh no, many people are going to look forward for it. If it's gonna be the same momentum as normal masks, or it's gonna be lower. So many people will be comparing it as if I'm like a real filmmaker right now. Other filmmakers saying that film A is better than film B. No, film B is better than film A. I don't like film B. It's worse than film A. That's one of the things that I've been worrying. But when I was in the process, I felt that, no, I think that both my films have unique propositions for people. It has unique audiences. And I think that normal mash cannot be compared with my upcoming film, which I have ideas already on what it is. And it's not related to bullying anymore, but it's slightly on the same pattern.
Right, okay. No, we wouldn't want to spoil your film. All we wanted to know is that, are you going to make another film soon?
Yes.
So that's good. That's really good. So are you supposed to travel to America since you've been nominated for your film?
Actually, it's just the winners who are supposed to go to America. So it's basically just that. Like, the winners are just supposed to go to America.
Right. So you don't know if you've won or not? Do you know if you've won?
Yeah, we've already known about it like a month ago.
Right.
That we won.
But being nominated is such a big thing.
Yeah, it's like a big thing for me, and it's my first time as a filmmaker. Like, I just learned editing skills. I just learned how to make a script. I learned how to make all those frames together just within the span of 3 months. And I felt very fulfilled because I've been competing with veteran filmmakers there, like people who are older than me, and I'm just like, oh my God, I like reached that level already, and it's just something that invites me more to do filmmaking in the future.
Absolutely. I can tell you one thing. I get to interview a few filmmakers or people who work in the film, like, in the film industry. There's none of them who has had an Emmy nomination except you for a short film, So I'm really proud to be interviewing you today because obviously you are moving higher. And when I get to interview someone like you, I'm also moving higher, So this is great. This is great. You might not know, but you are becoming a celebrity quickly, So that's good. Now, if there's anyone watching today and maybe they are young or even old, but they want to go into making films, what advice do you have for them?
Maybe you have to know yourself first. You have to know yourself. You should know not just your passion, but tell your story if you're ready to tell your story, because it's really up to you if you're ready to tell your story right now and share it to other people, because I think that we should never invalidate each and everyone's stories, because we all have our own beautiful, unique stories to share to different people across the globe. Maybe it has all the beautiful and ugly elements that we all need and want to see, because I think that filmmaking is not just something to satisfy people. It's not something that should be an eye candy. But I think it's something that we should feed them. We should feed their souls. We should feed them knowledge. We should feed them more perspectives, more ideas. And we should make these films as avenues for people to get to know more of our world, because our world is so big, our world is so broad, and it's just so difficult to get to know more people, more perspectives, more ideas, more cultures. And that can be a way for easy people to like, okay, now I can understand, now I can be educated. It's, even in my case, it's to educate people.
Yeah, exactly. Well, your film is more like education. Something I forgot to ask you. Do you have people acting in your film, or is it just yourself?
On the video itself, it's not it was just me acting, but there were just some people who were like walking, who were like removing their face mask. It's just that. So, right. But I was the one who was really acting from start to finish.
Okay. Are we going to see your film together with this interview then?
Yes.
Awesome! Congratulations!
That was on the video that I sent you, that I edited.
All right. Okay. Understood. So viewers, there you go. You're going to watch this short film that has been nominated for the Emmys. Can you believe that? And we're going to watch it here. Amazing. Really, really great. So if people wanted to follow you on social media, what are your platforms where they can go and see your work or talk to you and, get to know your next, what you're doing next?
Okay. So my Facebook is Jamie Jimenez Cerrero. My Twitter and my IG is @it's Oh My Jamie.
Oh my Jamie.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Are you on TikTok, on YouTube?
No.
Okay, no problem. Well, thank you. So viewers, you've heard that. Now tell us, you study political science at university?
Yes.
Is that your first year?
What do you mean?
Is it first year at university or second year? You're 20, so it should be.
It's my third year, actually.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yes, of course. So are you wanting to venture into politics as well?
I'm with reservations, but I'm sure that I see myself in the future as a lawyer.
As a lawyer. Okay. And that's really good, especially because you're passionate about helping people and changing everything, being a lawyer can be really great.
Actually, like being a lawyer, I've been inspired by my deceased grandfather. My deceased grandfather, mother's side. So that's why, like, I really felt inspired. Well, I was just sad that he wasn't able to see my short film because um, I really had this perception of justice, this perception of equality, all of that also because he actually inspired me when we were talking together when he was alive. And all people when he was supporting me when I felt so suffocated, when I felt as if I'm sad. Me and my mom have been talking to him and I just felt sad because he's not seeing whatever the level that I've been reaching right now. That he's also one of my biggest supporters out there. And among the many supporters, I think there's still a missing piece that it's still difficult to complete. Even though there's celebrities out there are like politicians out there. I think that there's something that's really lacking in my heart because his name, by the way, is Daniel Jimenez.
Right.
I really love him, and I just want to tell him that I'm very thankful because he's a former police before. He's a former police, and in the Philippines, there are like an issue of police here in the Philippines because of the injustices also. But he's like a living proof before that some policemen have principles also on justice and equality. And I wanted to show people that. I wanted to be a lawyer because there's so many people who wanted to make change, but they immediately switch into becoming the oppressors. And I don't want to be like that.
Yes, I understand.
Like they woo people on what they want to say. They woo people with so many flowery words. They woo people, but in the end, they sit down, they close their doors, and people are just crying and lamenting on their lives. And that's what I realized with him. And I hope wherever he is, he'll be very happy seeing how many people I've inspired, that his grandson has actually inspired so many bully victims, so many people, so many hearts, and has opened so many minds, hearts, and I'm making a step to finally achieving inclusivity and equality.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's really great. I'm sure he's also proud of you. Definitely. And all your family, obviously, because if as I don't know you are proud of you, your family will be super proud, So that's really great. So any last words that you might want to tell us today before we wind up the interview?
I'm honestly thankful for this interview, for this feature. It's been an incredible privilege for me to be featured also. And I'm just still speechless until now. Even though I have so many people talking to me, interviews already telling me that, Jamie, you're already an Emmy nominee. It's still difficult for me to process it because until now, I really don't know how to wake up in the morning, see my social media, ask my mom, and I even slapped my face just to believe that this is not a living dream, that I'm not daydreaming, but this is a fairy tale that I wanted to write. This is a living fairy tale that I was someone who was bullied before, but now I'm using my experience in bullying that to inspire others. And I think that's my biggest revenge, to help people. Because I honestly think that this is also for the viewers that I think bullies should not be, we should not be mad at bullies.
Right.
Because they themselves, there's something lacking in them. And
Absolutely.
We need to heal them.
That's true.
We need to heal them. We need to cure them as much as possible. And we should not hurt them because we don't like to be like them. We don't like to be as violent as them. Actually, like me, even though those people who are like in my former school when I was in high school, it's difficult to forgive. It's honestly difficult to forgive them. It's difficult to forget because it's part of the process. And I don't want to be a martyr anymore and to tell everyone that I've actually forgiven them. I'm happy for them. Because bullying is still bullying. It doesn't warrant them to escape what happened, because we need accountability, which is also lacking in our world today. We have to make them accountable of what their actions are, of what they've done. And until that, I reach the process of healing myself, because until now it's still difficult to heal myself, because it's been 11 years that I've been suffering discrimination. And now that I'm free in that kind of box, and I'm showing to other people, I want to heal with people together. And that, I think, is the process of growth. And making films and writing, even other people, even the viewers here can, it's not just limited to filmmaking. You can make artworks, you can make posters, you can write, you can
absolutely
do anything, even blogging and TikTok, as long as it's something that can be beneficial in our world, that can be part of your advocacy, that would unite people in a world that's very divisive right now.
That's right.
Because there's so many people that have so many contradictory opinions. There's so many people promoting hate, negativity, and making discriminatory acts as humor on social media, which I think is very incorrect. That you're making those things into memes, they're making that as entertainment, which I think should be stopped. We should use social media as something that should be educational. We should use something that it could help people. It could help one another, not just me, not just you, but everyone in the world.
That's right. I can tell you one thing, most people do not understand that bullies actually are not happy people, because if you are happy, why could you want to upset another person, you know?
Yes.
They are really sad. And what you said is that we should not even hate them. We should love them or try to see what makes them to be like that. Because if you actually look into a bully's life, you will come to find that they have something lacking, which is probably bigger, and that's why they're attacking you, to make them feel better.
True, because sometimes they have broken families. Sometimes broken families, they have sometimes that even rich families also have like that kind of problems, and they're just masking it to make it look like as if they're ideal and perfect family. And I understand that, but they should remember that that doesn't justify their actions.
No.
That they also have to be accountable and they have to learn from their mistakes.
Absolutely, I agree. I agree with that. Wow, this has been really educational. I can tell you, after your next film, come back and tell us more. I just sort of, I'm going to be very honest with you. I don't want to finish this interview because I'm learning too. I have a kitten which is really disturbing me here, so I just have to go and do something about that. I don't know if you heard, but she's everywhere, rummaging and throwing everything down. But please, once you make your next film, come back and tell us about it once it's out there. I'm sure, and I know it's going to be a hit, because you are a very, how can I say, you are very focused, and you're a very serious young man. And I'm sure, because this is who we want nowadays in this world. We don't want jokers. We want people who really know what they are doing, especially during a pandemic. So come back. You talking to me and to the viewers, obviously watching, means we are learning a thing or two. So really looking forward to having you here again. Okay, but for now, have to go. There is a kitten here doing.
Yeah, sure.
Oh my gosh, kitten, stop it. She's going to come here now. Go out. So anyway, it's been really great talking to you. And
thank you so much.
To see you as soon as your film is out there and you know, it's doing whatever it's doing. I'm sure it's going to do great. Please come back.
I will really come back.
Thank you.
If it re-releases, and I will talk to you again in the future when it will be released, so that I can also inspire more people regarding my advocacy and other advocacies too.
Absolutely. Appreciated. So thank you for now. Thank you for your time, and see you soon.
Yes, thank you too. Thank you so much also for this feature. I'm actually happy about it.
Thank you. Have a good day. Good night.
Have a good day too. Good night. Oh, good night.
For me, it's daytime.
Okay. Good morning.
Well, it's midday. So yeah, it's okay. Good morning, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you anyway.
Thank you.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hi guys!
Stupid fat nerd.
Loner.
J-Touch.
Whenever they look at me, they see a deadly virus. I'm not a virus carrier. I'm just a masked and isolated human being. Lockdowns, isolations, and masks aren't new to me at all. Society has ordered lockdowns to isolate us from socially acceptable beings. But we never lose hope because many men and women become frontliners in driving change. They made us realize that we humans fuel hate to become the most overlooked virus. This unity translates our differences into a common strength in healing the world and transforming us from survivors to future peace frontliner. One day, we can all live in a world with no masks, isolation, and fear. A world where we can breathe, smile, and finally be free.